Hey, hello everyone, and welcome to Extreme Graphics Tech. My name is Angelo, and today I'm going to be talking about this little baby here, which is the 4070 Ti. When Nvidia announced the 4080 and the 4080 gigabytes, as you remember, I was shocked because of the prices. I said this is just crazy. I didn't think the prices were right, the naming scheme was correct. And don't get me wrong, I still don't think the price for this one is right. However, I do want to address some things about this car. So to begin with, why did I bought this car? Is it because I want to be testing it for the channel or something? No. So as you know, I have lots of different GPUs that I use, like 5600, Arc 750, 4090, so on and so on. Most of those cars are never are not in use. I mean, they are only used when I need to do like graphical tests for new games that are coming out to let you know how those games are going to behave in certain GPUs, so you can have an idea of what's going on. But the problem with that approach is because I don't have a sponsorship of any kind, that obviously there is a lot of money just not doing anything. So in this car in particular is not going to be one of those, because I'm not going to be buying any other model, maybe the 4050 or 4060 if they come out for testing purposes, because well, it's expensive. This one is I am going to be using it, and the reason is because I have a secondary PC that I have connected to my 4K TV that I what I call my PC console. I don't know if I've talked about that particular PC in this channel. So at the moment, that computer has a 3060 Ti, which has served me well, and I finished many games in there. But I wanted something with a little bit more punch, to not have to be removing not so much the quality, because you can use DLSS, but sometimes I had to be changing resolution and so on. And I also wanted DLSS 3 because I don't have the more powerful CPU in there, and some games are very CPU limited. And now with DLSS 3, I know I can still get those 60 frames per second even on less powerful CPUs. So this is a PC, this is a GPU that is going to be on use a lot. So it's not going to be part of my test bench. So it's not going to be part of the video game testing. When I am testing them, I'm still going to be using the 1060, 2060, 3060, Arc 750, and so on. Maybe a 4060 if it come out. But at the moment, this is not going to be part of the rotation. I hit myself. However, I thought it would be a nice idea to give you like sort of a small benchmark or a small first impression of what I think about the 4070 Ti. So here are some games I tested. Nothing very deep. It's very, like a first impression, just setting everything to max 4K and see how things go. So the first game we're going to test is the Spider-Man Miles Morales. In this case, I have put everything to 4K, very high, ray tracing high, everything to the maximum that the settings allow, and DLSS on quality, and you can see the 4070 Ti is capable of keeping over 60 FPS at all times. I was never able to find a place where the frames drop below 60. That doesn't mean there couldn't be a place where it happens, but as I said, I'm just doing a quick test, just trying to max everything out and just giving this car a run for his money, just to see, because many people say it's not a 4K car, which may be true, but with the help of DLSS, I think we can all play a 4K with this one. Dying Light 2 is another title I always test because I really like it graphically, and you can see here that we can keep over 60 FPS too, but in this case, I had to use DLSS balance. Still, I think it looks phenomenal with this, so there is no issues with that. And if you don't want, well, it depends on your taste, but if you don't want to lower the resolution or use DLSS for reconstruction of the resolution, you can use DLSS frame generation, which this games now support, so you can get both also if you want, and get over 100 frames per second, which is a very good option. So there you go. The 4070 Ti will allow you to play this game at max settings with everything on with more than 100 frames per second of 4K. Hogwarts Legacy, I tested at 1440p just because I was lazy to change the desktop resolution, and it was weird because as you can see, the frames are not not that high, but the GPU is only being like 70% utilization, so it's very weird. Then it goes up, but I don't know what's going on with this game, especially with this car. People say it's VRAM, but I was expecting to see stuttering, which I didn't. But fortunately, this game has the DLSS frame generation, and you can see here you jump over 100 frames per second. So I say fortunately, but that doesn't mean that, oh well, you know, the developers should rest and use that technology in order to fix their problems, because I bet 95% of people playing this game don't have an RTX 4000. That should be just something for, you know, getting more frames, not to fix the problems. Horizon Zero Dawn, I know it's an old game, but I still think it looks phenomenal, and I like to test it from time to time instead of God of War. And in this case, I'm testing this one, and you can see we can get over 80 FPS at all times, 4K max quality, DLSS quality. So we can keep a very good frame, and I'm waiting to see how Forbidden West is going to look on PC, because this one looks so much better already than the console version does. I'm really eager to test it and see how it goes. Anyways, as you can see here, you won't have any problems with this game. It's honestly going to handle it very good. And if you buy this for 1440p, as you can see, obviously all these games will run even better, and probably without DLSS in any way. Fortnite is one of those titles that a lot of people play competitively, and obviously the settings I'm using here are not for that, but I just wanted to see how good it will look and how good it will run with everything maxed out. This has Lumen, Nanite, the ray tracing hardware on, and every single setting you can change in this game to the maximum quality and DLSS quality. And it's heavy, because as you can see, we can drop to the low 40, so that means this game is really heavy. But obviously you can get hundreds of frames if you just lower the resolution and remove lumen, for example, or any other technique. Need for Speed Unbound is a game that I think is quite well optimized. It looks good. It's not nothing revolutionary, but it looks quite good. And in this case, you can see we are keeping over 70 frames at all times at 4K DLSS quality ultra. So this means we can play these games all day long with the 4070 Ti, no problems whatsoever. And this game also supports frame generation, so if you ever need to you know, get an extra of frames because your CPU is not good enough, or you want 120 FPS, you can get it with the 4070 Ti using frame generation. So that's another good thing about this car and this game. Finally, the game I'm going to test is Dead Space. It's a very beautiful remake, and in this case, you can see here we're playing 4K Ultra with the ray tracing, ambient occlusion on DLSS quality, and the game is able to keep over 60 FPS also at all times that I tested, at least. If you don't play with DLSS quality and you use the temporal anti-aliasing that is included in the game will dip to around 50 at some point, so I would not recommend it unless you lower the resolution to 1440p or something like that. But at that point, what I will prefer, unless you're looking for high frame rate, to play a 4K with DLSS. So as you can see, this car is handling every single game I throw at it very good. So after seeing the benchmark, the first thing I have to ask is to please subscribe to the channel and, you know, share it and like it and all those things that help channels grow. So please do that so we can get more views, and maybe we can get some sponsorship. Maybe we can, you know, get to more people. More people will know about GPUs, games, and so on. So I will really appreciate, guys, if you do that. It's free and you will be helping me a lot, believe me. So after having said that, the reviews are out there. Everybody knows the review, and you know that's why I decided to buy it, because I think it's the at the moment, at least, we only have 3 RTX 4000 series car out there, and I think this is the one with the best value in terms of the 3 out there. So we have the 4080, which is just ridiculous, the price. The 4090, which, yes, I think, you know, considering what type of product it's not that bad. But right now, I think the 4070 Ti is not a bad value. However, I still think it's $100 more expensive than it should be. And the reason why I said that is because I'm looking at previous generation. There is one curious thing that caught my eye. So on the previous generation, many people praised the price of the 3070 and the 3080 because they were very well placed in terms of price. Then, well, we know what happened with crypto mining and all of that, but that's another story. So the original prices were $499, $599 if I don't remember wrong for the 3070, $699 maybe for the 3080. I don't remember that one, very clearly, but I'm quite sure it was 600 for the 3070. And many people say, oh, that's an amazing price, because basically you were paying half the price of a 2080 Ti for the same performance. So yeah, that seemed quite a great deal. Now, this card, the 4070, gives you basically the same performance as a 3090. That when it came out, it cost $1,500. So this card is basically half price for the same performance. But that's where, for me, it's tricky, because it's not exactly half price, and that's why I think that if this card had cost $100 less, it would have been much better value proposition. So unfortunately, we can debate all day long here about, oh, GPUs, it should cost this, should cost that. But the reality of the situation is that these are the prices right now. Even AMD is jumping into that price. We have the 7900 XT and XTS, which, the XT is not even a good value proposition for AMD, and it is what it is. So from my point of view, the 4070 Ti is not the best out there, but it's not really that bad, all things considered. Unless you can get a 3090 for the same price as this, but you're going to pay at least 200 more. It will consume more. It will be more. It will use more energy, and yes, you will have double the VRAM, and that may be an important situation depending on what you do with the card. But you won't have things like the LSS3, which this one does. So you have to pick your battles and decide: is this something I want? Is this something I don't want to? Is this something I want to pay for or not? I don't think the value proposition is the best, but I don't think it's the worst we have seen in recent generations either. So for my purposes, this card is going to work extremely well. It's going to do everything I need, because this is going to be on that small form factor PC that I have there, that is my PC console, and it's going to be outputting only 4K 60, because my TV is not capable of 120 anyway. So for that, I think this card will be more than enough, and I will be able to play everything on my TV without any issues whatsoever. So I just wanted to give you like a little bit of, now that I have it and I have tested what I think about the car. I'm happy with it. I have to be honest. I'm happy about the performance. I'm happy about having DLSS 3. I wish, obviously, that it cost less, at least $100. I think that would be the sweet spot. And maybe because it's not selling that good, we will get that. Okay, I couldn't wait anymore. I've been willing to change that 3060 Ti from there for a while. So for me, it was worth it because I got it at MSRP. I wouldn't pay like the premium price that some cars are asking, like $200 more or anything like that. If you get it for MSRP, I think you're doing a very good deal. And I don't think, it matters the model. People like, no, I want the Aussie version or anything. Just get the cheapest one. They all behave the same. The rest is just, Asus or MSI stuff that you are not going to use, because look at this cooler. Do you think this thing is going to get hot? It is not. So just get whatever, unless you care about aesthetics, then that's another story. So thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. Again, if you haven't, please subscribe and just share the love for the video and to everyone you know, and press that like button or the dislike button if you didn't like the video. However, anything, please interact with the channel. It helps me grow. Thank you very much, and see you on the next video.